Hey guys, today we have this 2015 Honda Odyssey. The problem with these is one time the battery died and it wasn't charging. Put a new battery and it started. But the problem was right here with the alternator. It's finicky, it's on and off. So it drains the battery, and for the cause of that is the oil leak on the spool valve dripping on the alternator. So we're going to be replacing that spool valve, or they call it a variable timing solenoid, and also replace the alternator because the alternator has been replaced for like 2-3 times by the dealer. So let's get started and I'll show you how it's done. Alright, first of all, let's go ahead and remove these trim here. We're gonna pop these little tabs and remove the valve cover. The engine cover, plastic cover, so it give us some room. Okay, once we get the tabs out, this should come out pretty easy. Lift it up on this side, and that should be able to come out. There you go. Let's put that in the side. Make sure we don't lose it. Let's put the tabs right here. There you go. And then same thing here. This one. Let's pop this covers out. Engine cover. To give us some room. There you go. Sit. And put it in the side. Alright, so next thing we're gonna do, let me show you. Some flashlight. This one I actually kind of cleaned it already, so you can see there's a bunch of oils in there, but I clean it so before I start, it's pretty clean a little bit. Oil dripping here and goes down to the alternator down there. So you can see oil over there. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the spool valve. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this intake right here, and then remove this valve cover here. But let's start with this area right here. So we're going to be removing the intake, then this one, and one by one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start removing this area here. This is size 5.5. Little clamps here, another clamp right here. That's 5.5. Disconnect this part here, and we start going. Okay, so just remove these clips here. Put this in the side, so I'll be able to pull this boot out. That's fine. We're gonna have more space there, and remove this connector there. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove these hose clamp here and that hose clamp here, and then we're gonna unbolt these. There's another one hose clamp back here too, and we're gonna unbolt this here. This is size 10. Okay, so once you remove this 10mm bolts and nuts on top, disconnect this connector here, and that should come out. You don't have to remove that piece. Let's put it on the side, and then that's the nuts and bolts for that. And I started removing some of this outside for the manifold here. Make sure we disconnect that. We have a 12mm bolt in here and 10. We're gonna remove that so we'll be able to lift this up. Technically we don't have to remove the whole thing. I'm gonna just like lift it up a little bit this high so I have access on this side. Alright, let's keep going. There we go. I believe we don't need to remove this throttle body. we'll see. It looked like it's separate, so we might not be able to do this area right here, but let's keep going. Okay, so we got everything loose. These are pretty deep bolts, so I'm gonna leave them there. This one is stud, so I had to remove the nuts, 2 of them, put it in a side. But however, something is binding, so there's a hose here underneath the throttle body. So I'm just gonna disconnect this 12 here. I think that's a 12, size 12. Disconnect this throttle body so we can lift this up. Alright, so we got that out. This one, you got 2 nuts on top and 2 bolts on the bottom. So we did need to remove these. So this should come out. Just there's a hose underneath. So I'm just gonna, like, as long as I can pull it out. From here. Let me see. Let's gonna disconnect that. I didn't have to disconnect it. I just like kind of like make sure you pull it just a little bit stronger. So just leave it down there. You can't lift it up because there's a hose this hose here goes underneath that throttle body. So this one should be able to lift up freely unless you have something binding. Let's see. Slowly. Make sure all of these are up and you should be okay. That's up. This up. Okay. All of them are up. Then slowly pick it up. I think this one has it's holding right here, the stop side here. Yeah, I can just disconnect this wire just to make sure. There you go. See, there's a wire here. Let's see if that will help. Oh yeah, there's a hose here, so this needs to come down. So I'm gonna remove these. Not sure I don't drop it. Okay. So this is kind of out. There you go. That's kind of out. And it would be easier if we remove this thing here. Let me see. Okay, so I got this hose out, so nothing's binding. Nothing should be binding. I think, oh, underneath I see another one. There's another one underneath. I'll show you. That's holding it. Down there. Down here, there's 2 of them. There's another nut there, 10mm nut. So just remove that and let's start pulling it out. So that one is loose right here. I think that's the only one's binding. Let's do it one more time. Oh yeah, there you go. And that's all we need. There you go. So we're just gonna put this in the side and the back side like that. Would probably, you know what? This is gonna be me. Put here. There you go. That's it. It's not moving. There you go. So that's all we need. Then we're gonna start removing this area here so we can remove that part. Let's go have a 10 before we go to valve cover. Let's go move this wire here. There's like a 10mm here. This wire connector here, remove that, and the coil packs. So remove that. This right here. Then let's go ahead. You know what? You have to remove the negative battery, so you have no any problem. Before you start anything, you need to remove the negative battery, so no sparked things going on. All right. So I disconnect all the wires, so I can move all this out. One thing that is going to be tough for to remove it is 3 right here. This, the one on top, has a nut for the alternator. and this one's for alternator 2, and the one all the way down to the AC compressor. You have to remove that, and there's a bolt right here that goes there, and you'll be able to have access. And just be gentle, because these plastic here are like brittle now. All of these are brittle, and this 2 connector here, right down here, right below your you put the oil in, that will be disconnected as well, so we put it in the side. Then we have room to work on. See, that's what we're going to be working on right here. So now disconnect this hose here, and then get this 10 or 12 for the valve cover on this side. All right, well, before you get the valve cover, remove the coil packs first. Then when you remove the coil packs, then the valve covers. All right, so we get the coil packs out. Actually, the one on the farthest on the driver's side is a little bit wet, so we're gonna check that out. It's an oil leak there, most likely. Let's remove these. Should be able to come out pretty easy. There you go. I'll use my one hand here. That's it. That is out. Let me check the valve cover gasket. That's the valve cover gasket here. Look at that. Put that inside. So much leak in here. Not too bad. It looked like not new. It's soft. I think they replaced it. They didn't put it right properly. This is from the dealer, but the oil is seeping out from one of these. So we need to replace that. I have to call someone about it. All right, let's go. Keep going. And now we're gonna go ahead and remove this here, this bolt here, bolt. Not sure we need that. I think this bolt here, couple bolt here, 1, 2, and all this bolt on top here. Be able to lift this up so we can remove these valve timing solenoid. Alright, so we're gonna tell the customer that we need a valve cover gasket because there's an oil leak on the coil packs, which is this one here. See that? The crack there, because we already here. This crack here, so we're gonna be replacing that. But for now, let's go ahead unbolt these 12, all these 12s and 12s, and another 12 down here. I think that's only this one goes on top. We don't have to remove that one. Alright, so these are all pretty tight, so I'll loosen them first. I got a bigger bar, and you will not have much room like the one bottom here. They're tight, especially this one down here. But loosen them all first, and then you'll be able to get it out. So this, the one here, the one valve timing solenoid right here, and my finger, these two, you gotta take them all the way out, and the rest here, you're just gonna lose them and leave it there. For the reason they're pretty deep. You just need to like be able to move them up and slide the valve timing solenoid. And yeah, this is 10 right here. Everything is 12. And be careful that you don't drop anything down here, because this is what pretty much your head. You can see the head over here. And so I'm just gonna lose this and put like maybe like ½ an inch clearance on this bolt. Once they get loose right here, got one more here I think. This is the end. Slowly loose. Got one more right here. Let's see. And this one, not a lot of people like show this video how like actual. Let's see. This is tight. There you go. See? Tight. Make sure you be able to move them. What I said, that's the 2 down here. This is all the way out right here. That's out, and the one solenoid, VTEC solenoid, whatever you want to call it. See, now that's loose. And don't move it too much so it doesn't have any much play. You just want a good clearance so this will come out in here. Alright, we keep going and I'll show you. So all of them are loose, you can see right here. All out. The 10mm here, I took it out because they are, you probably don't need to remove these. I'll put it back because as you can see, this comes here, so make sure you tighten it again, torque it. That's 10. You don't have to remove that. I thought it was a deep one, just one of these 12s. So these are all out, and we'll be able to lift this up. Let me move this camera real quick so you can see it. There you go. So I'm just gonna lift this side up slowly. This one, make sure it's, see this is binding. There you go. Then once you, I'm gonna find something else what's binding here. Just need a little bit of clearance. Got one more here, and my second to the right is not fully out. So then you will have a clearance here to move out. As you can see, now it's moving. That's gonna move out there. What you need is to have a clearance to get out here. Let's see if we can show you in action. There we go. Let's go ahead and remove this dipstick that's gonna be in our way. So when you lift this up slowly, as you can see, get that clearance out just like that and slide that out. Okay, that's out. Put it aside and put everything in place. This one, I'll put them everything in place again. Make sure it doesn't fall on anything. There you go. I'm gonna screw at least one of them because there will be a tension spring there. Let me screw it. Because this is gonna be spring tension right now. I'm gonna go at least 2. Put back 2. One here, and one in the bottom so it doesn't pop out. Not tight, snug it. So it'll move. There you go. Okay. Then we're gonna start cleaning this up here. As you can see, the oil comes from here. We're gonna clean this out. And this is our VVT solenoid here. Or the spoon valve. Actually, the spool valve is just this top here. Let me see. Do it here. That's where the leak coming from. Right here. But the gasket in between, every time you replace it, it doesn't seal properly and it causes an engine light. It doesn't have a good pressure in it, from what I believe. So we're gonna replace with a new one. We have a new one here. Let me go ahead and try to open it up. There's a new one here. And let's compare it. It better be the same one. There you go. So this one, they already put the gasket and it should have the same pressure and everything. So we're just gonna install this back. We're gonna put like a sealant here underneath and clean the head part. There you go, we're gonna be replacing it. Same connector as you can see. All right. And we have that little guide tab here. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and clean this area so we have a good sealing. Clean all this area here before we put it back, all around it, and then let's get going. All right, I'm gonna show you right here. As you can see over there, the oil is dripping on the alternator. So while we're all up down here, as you can see, oil over there. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the alternator, remove the belt. We already unplugged that. So remove the belt, and they have like a couple bolts here on this side. Let me find it. I think it's going down here. Okay. So you can see better when you look over here. So there you go. That bolt in the bracket here, the top one here, and the one underneath. So go ahead and remove that so we can replace this. Okay guys, so we removed the alternator already. It's pretty tight, really tight. So I had to like remove these front clip and the brackets here for the radiator and condenser, so it will be pushed forward and the access to get it on top. But from top here, it's hitting radiator support. So I had to move this at a side. This top portion just on the side, as you can see, it's not on a hole, and it came out. So right now we're gonna change it with another alternator that we have. That's right here. This have all the oil leaks right here. That's pretty bad. Got all the oil leaks right here, and that's having a problem with this car. But this one is pretty dry, so we're gonna install it. Just put it the same spot. That's how we got it out. Let's double check. We're gonna clean it. This one I already kind of cleaning. This one a little bit more cleaning, and let's put it back together. All right. Okay guys, so I got the new used alternator back in there. Put the belt back in. Inspect the belt, it's good. So now we're about to put the valve timing solenoid that we have right here. So this one goes right here. We got it inserted there. But we're gonna make sure you put like a silicone gasket maker here. Alright, okay guys, so we're about to put this piece in here. Let's go ahead, put a gasket maker here. This one is a Toyota one, but I like this one. This feels pretty good. Just put it right here, make sure it's clean. And as you go around here. Doesn't be a lot, but good enough to seal it. I'm just putting it on one side, so you gotta extra wipe it off. And this one too, we go around that hole there. And this one dry pretty quick. That's why I like it. If you're not too fast, I mean, I think it's in like 7 minutes you gotta put it in. So we got it there. That's good. Make sure you clean the surfaces where it's gonna be made at. So these are clean already. Just gonna clean this more. This oil thing there. But once it's there, we're gonna lift this up slowly. Insert it there. There you go. And then make sure you go in. Make sure you put it slowly. All right, see. Go. That's it. That's it. So then you're gonna push it in. Make sure it's flat. Make sure that you go in flat. So, all right. So right now, go ahead and remove this real quick. Make sure they're all up, so it will flat really good. Same thing here. There you go. Make sure there's no space in it. Okay guys, so we already installed the valve, what do you call it? Valve timing solenoid, spool valve, whatever you call it, VTEC solenoid. So that's how it is. We have a gasket maker on it, so you can see right there, and we torque each bolt here for like 18 foot-pounds, same as this. And to check it, make sure before you torque it, make sure it's sealed here, it's flat. Same thing on the bottom. That's why you gotta have like a mirror here, so you can see it should be flat. Should be no gap before you torque it, before you actually like flat it out. There you go. Everything's good. So now we're gonna put the valve cover. We got a new valve cover gasket. Put everything back in, and should be the same process. Like we're going reverse now. Alright guys, so that's it. We installed everything. Double check everything. Now what we're gonna do is put the negative cable, put the cover, and that should be it. Then we're gonna test drive it. And there you go guys. So that's how you replace the spool valve, or they call it timing, the VTEC solenoid for 2015 Honda Odyssey. Should be the same with the Pilot. Oh, what happened? All right guys, my camera just cut off, my battery died, so but I finished the job already. Let's go ahead and start the car. I'll show you. Let's go ahead and check it real quick. Let's open the hood. There you go. Everything is running fine now. As you can see, these are spool valve or valve timing solenoid. I got my gasket there. No more leaks. There we go. No more leaks. Everything is running perfect. And of course, time will tell. But that's how you do it, guys. Just gotta be careful and take your time. It's doable. You just need a certain tools. And I hope you enjoy that and like it. And that's for a 2015 Honda Odyssey. And it will work on this same module, like I think 09 and up. We have the same 3.5 liter engine for the Honda. And all right guys, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share it if you need to. Thank you for watching, and till the next video.